I mentioned at the beginning of Mass, our first reading comes from Hosea the prophet. Now, all last week we heard from Amos. Amos prophesied in the northern kingdom around 730 BC, and Hosea was his contemporary, right at the same time. But Amos was preaching on social justice. He said, you're offering all sorts of sacrifices, doesn't mean anything unless you're treating your brothers and sisters well. Hosea, on the other hand, preaches on fidelity to Yahweh. And he gets this message from his own life. Hosea was married to a woman. Unfortunately, she was named Gomer. And anybody my age or above remembers a TV program, Gomer Pyle. Gomer was unfaithful, and that's being extremely charitable. She cheated on him and cheated on him and cheated on him, and he kept taking her back and forgiving her. And then one day Hosea realized, the relationship between me and my wife, isn't it the same as the relationship between Yahweh and the people of Israel? That Israel keeps turning away, and God's always ready to forgive. And Hosea finds himself a bit frustrated, and that's where today's reading comes in. I will allure her to the desert. Is Hosea talking about his wife, or is he talking about Israel? And the answer is yes, both, because it's hard to sort them out anymore, but especially Israel. Where did Israel first fall in love with God? In the Sinai. Remember Mount Sinai, where they receive the Ten Commandments, where they make a covenant with God. So he's going to take her back to where they first fell in love. And being a desert, it's desolate. There's not a lot around there. All the better. She won't be tempted by things she sees, things around her. She'll be able to concentrate on the only person who's important, God. We call that making a second honeymoon. Remember when you made the first honeymoon? You didn't have anything. And yet somehow those early years, you look back on them, and in spite of the fact you struggled, they were good. To make a second honeymoon is to sort out some of the other things that have accrued over the years and make life simple again. That's the idea behind our penitential seasons. Lent is a second honeymoon. It's a time where we can simplify our lives and think about who's important, what's important. But we can do that all throughout the year. One example of how we can do it, take a weekend retreat. Just go away to one of those retreat houses and just spend a weekend in quiet with the Lord. Now, please, being Catholics, as soon as we have open time, we like to fill it. So we say all 20 decades of the Rosary, Divine Mercy, this litany, that litany. And God is in heaven saying, would you be quiet and listen to me? Because I want to talk a little bit. We can do a small retreat in our home. Don't turn on the TV this evening. Now, every member of your family is going to come in with a shocked look on his or her face and say, is it broken? Which is a sign that maybe we watch it a bit too much. It doesn't have to be for the whole evening, a half hour where we just don't listen to TV and let the Lord be present with us. To simplify our lives, to make that which is truly important the center. Because so easily we get caught up with all the rest of the things. And cell phones and computers. Are we using them too much? Is it really helping us to draw closer to each other? I love being at a restaurant and seeing members of the family, everybody with a cell phone, and you're hoping that they're not emailing each other on the cell phone. To put those things away. Come out to the desert. Come out to where we first fell in love and listen to how much I love you.